evening. My name is Councillor John Brady of Sinn Fein, and this is my party colleague Rossa Murray. We're both two councillors on Bray Town Council here. We called for this protest after receiving official invitations from the Israeli embassy last week requesting our presence at this farce of a function here behind us this evening. We accepted the invitations and we stated clearly we would be honouring our invitations and going along with one objective, and that objective was to show the hypocrisy of the Israeli state. They come here this evening with their PR stunts and their PR exercise, and that's all this is here behind us this evening. It's to try to portray Israel as a law-abiding good country, when of course we know the opposite is clearly the case. Myself and Rossa were objected or thrown out of the function behind us here because we wore offensive clothing. That offensive clothing is the Palestinian international soccer jersey. That is an offensive piece of clothing in the eyes of these people behind us. As I said, we had one objective, and that was to show the hypocrisy here of the Israeli state. And we delivered that message. We refused to leave inside until we spoke to a senior representative from the Israeli embassy. Eventually, their deputy ambassador came out and spoke to us, a lady by the name of Ruth Zach, is it? She came out. We handed her a letter of protest in which we stated clearly the issues we have with the state of Israel, the rogue state of Israel. After the attack on the international aid flotilla back in May, myself and Rossa tabled a motion on Bray Town Council condemning the state of Israel and their actions in attacking in international waters the international aid flotilla, murdering numerous peace activists, bringing aid to, as I described inside, what is the largest concentration camp in the world, Gaza. Of course, they took offence to it being called a concentration camp, but of course we know it is. That motion we brought here this evening, and we handed that to the representative of the Israeli embassy. They said they would take it on board. Of course, we know where that's going to end up. It's going to end up in the rubbish bin, alongside all the other international treaties that have been torn up by this rogue state. It'll also be torn up like the numerous UN resolutions condemning this state of Israel, its illegal occupation, demanding the right to return for the millions of Palestinians displaced from their homeland, dispersed all around the world, torn up and thrown in the bin. And that's why now this official document, the invitation from the Israeli embassy, is going to go where it belongs, in the bin, until the people of Palestine have their homeland and the right that they are entitled to. Israel is a rogue state, and until that state lives up to its international obligations, we will ensure that not only Israeli products, but Israel culturally and every other way should be boycotted. And that's why this football match should be boycotted, not just by every Palestinian supporter, but by every sports-loving person, not just in Ireland, but throughout the world. We need to end this regime. We need to give the Palestinian people their rights. Free Palestine!
So, some people say sport and politics should not mix. In this instance, we are dealing with 11 people in there representing an apartheid regime, representing a racist regime, and representing a regime that legitimises ethnic cleansing, a regime that legitimises ongoing breaches of human rights, and a regime that has absolutely no respect for international law. When dealing with a state like this, when dealing with the apartheid rogue nation that is Israel, we must mix politics and sport. We must mix politics and culture. We must mix politics and consumerism. The only way we can do this here in Ireland, as people by enacting a full campaign of boycott, divestment and sanctions against the Israeli state. This will continue until such a time as it complies fully with international law. We saw this policy work at ending apartheid in South Africa. It can work again. I want to thank you all on behalf of the Ireland Palestine Solidarity Campaign for coming here today. I want to ask you all to join us at the football grounds in a couple of minutes. We're going to head there en masse together. We've got some leaflets to hand out. We're asking people to boycott this match. We're asking the Irish supporters not to travel to Israel if there is a return match. And we're asking people in future to look at the Israeli state for what it is and to take action as individuals to boycott the Israeli state until such a time as it complies fully with international law and we see Palestinians awarded their full human rights. Thank you very much. Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!